Dr. Perry Wilson from Yale University School of Medicine. Hey, good morning to you again. How soon does it look like boosters could be available if people are immunocompromised?
I think we'll see this fairly soon, probably within the next month or two, although it's hard to read the CDC tea leaves sometimes. Just a note for your viewers, what does immunocompromised mean? It's people that have organ transplants, people who are under active treatment for cancer, people with HIV or living with HIV. The big question, though, is whether older Americans, people maybe 65 or even 75 or older, will be considered in that potentially not as strong immune system group, and whether boosters will be recommended for that group. I think we may actually see it.
This is really interesting along these lines. San Francisco's Department of Public Health is taking matters into its own hand, announcing that those who got the one doser, the Johnson & Johnson vaccine, will be allowed to get a supplemental dose of Pfizer or Moderna. That would make me ask, if I got the one doser, do I need a booster?
It's a very personal decision. All three of these vaccines provide very, very strong protection against severe illness, hospitalization, and death from COVID-19. So that's the important thing. You're still pretty darn safe if you got one of those vaccines. But the JNJ vaccine efficacy against symptoms, so getting a little sick, is lower than the two mRNA-based vaccines, the Pfizer and Moderna vaccines. If you're a person with significant comorbidities who's worried about the risk that those symptoms may pose, potentially if you have people in your household that are at higher risk or are unvaccinated, you might want to get that booster. But I should point out, it's not officially recommended yet. But again, I think we're going to start seeing this stuff happen pretty soon.
Okay, is there anything you can say for parents whose kids are starting school, maybe to make them feel better about the kids going in person? Because the American Academy of Pediatrics says the number of cases among children jumped 84% last week.
Yeah. So the data from last year was very good. Schools were not a major driver of community spread of COVID-19, and keeping schools open is so important for the health of our kids. But we have to acknowledge the equation has changed here. Delta is much, much more infectious. We are going to see outbreaks in schools. That will happen. But the good news, kids are still pretty much have mild illness from COVID-19. So the precautions need to be in place. Good ventilation, masking, these kind of things will protect our kids. Hopefully the vaccination age limit will be reduced soon, which will allow more kids to get protected and for the families of those kids to get protected. I'd like to see schools stay open, but we have to be aware that, yeah, we're going to see more cases come the fall in the schools.
Okay, Dr. Perry Wilson, I know you got to get back to work there, but thank you for your time. Appreciate it.